Welcome to the show, Kletus Ray's Roadside Service. So, what we're doing today is the same thing we did yesterday, except a lot shorter today, I think. I'm hoping. I don't know why I'm hoping, but it's such a beautiful morning. Little bit crisp this morning, but I kind of like that. I'd rather it be a little bit crisp than 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 too hot and humid, but I do like it hot and humid also. But I don't know. It's just like a really great day. Um, we're rolling out of the yard. I had to air up a couple of tires. I had a few tires that were a little bit low. I noticed them yesterday. I kicked the shit out of my tires, but kicking a 50-pound tire versus a 100-pound tire, I mean, you got to have a real knack at kicking tires to know the difference. But yeah, I had a tire a little bit low. Not too dangerous, but anyways, got those aired up. So I'm leaving the shop a little bit later than normal. 7:20. I'll be 20 minutes late to the job site, but that's fine. That'll be all right. Real bright sun today. That's nice. I like that. I'm gonna, yeah, rode the bike in this morning. That was wonderful. Um, Really, not a lot of people on the road today, which was kind of strange. I mean, maybe they were all behind me. I don't know, but because I did look behind me, it looked like a lot of traffic behind me. But everywhere I rode, it was like just me kind of hanging out, and that's weird in the mornings. But very peaceful. And I also booked it to work. I shaved like 6 minutes off my time. It did, to go fast enough to shave 6 minutes off of 30 minutes. I don't know how fast you got to go, but I mean, I guess I kind of do. But the bike doesn't go super fast, anyways. I've never hit 100 on it. I think my regular speed today, because it's all highway. As soon as I get out of my neighborhood, it's all highway. Probably my average speed was was close to 80, maybe. I went a little faster than 80 in spots, and I went a little slower than 80 in spots, but uh I've just the bike feels fucking great. It feels amazing. It's a totally different animal. It's really nice. I love riding the bike. I can't. If you guys don't know, get one. Riding a bike is just. It was. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little scary at first. Paranoid, scary. But as I've been riding, I've been getting a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more comfortable. Oh man, it is just it's a it's not like anything else. Yesterday when I had to drive the truck, I was depressed. And I love that truck. That's my 92. I love that truck. I was depressed all the way home yesterday up until I turned on my street and I was like, why am I being all depressed about driving the truck today? Because I love this truck and if this truck didn't run, I'd be really sad. And I'd also be in a pretty bad spot if this truck decided to quit running. It ran really good yesterday morning on my way into work. I didn't have any issues, no power loss, no nothing going on bad. But on my way home last night, yeah, it was starting to fuck up again. I don't know what I did different this morning versus the afternoon, but maybe I'm just like not in a rush to get to work, especially in the truck, but I'm in a rush to get home. I think that might be something to do with it. Um, but yeah, I don't know. The truck, I don't think there's really anything wrong with it other than some sort of a fueling issue. So I'm going to go through and replace some fuel stuff, some stuff for the fuel system. This shit's beeping at me. I did not log in. I'm going to wait till I get to the job site to log in. Come on, Jetta. You're where I need to be, and I'm where you need to be. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. So, man, yesterday was also I wanted to come home and start drinking again yesterday. So I'm not going to get too personal with an issue that somebody's having, but yesterday, yeah, drove in. People were calling me. Yeah, they forgot the fucking tools. They're wondering what the fuck is going on. I'm like, it's the same job that we've been doing. Okay, guys, figure it out. Come on now. And well, anyways, we get to the job site. What happened? Well, first off, yeah, the last episode I believe is called "Useless" or something. Yeah, that was just. I still have all those problems. But we got to the job site, and first thing New Kid does is throw the stick, like, because we have a measuring stick. We only have one measuring stick. I forgot to grab another measuring stick, by the way. Throws the measuring stick off the rail car, and I've told him several times, I'm like, dude, you are throwing it like you want it to break. What do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean? What do I mean? You're throwing it and it's bouncing. You're throwing it on like there's a hill, like not a hill, but like a little mound of gravel there. You're like throwing it right on the side of the mound of the gravel. Like you're trying to break it in half every time you throw that motherfucker off. First thing he does when we get there yesterday was fucking break it in half. He's like, oh, it broke. I'm like, no fucking shit, it broke. Because he used to let the diesel soaked stick ride along the side of the rail car and drop it down, which is a safe way to do it. But then every single rail car has a big diesel stain on the side of it, and I don't like the way that looks. I'm like, hey, quit running the fucking stick along the side of the rail car. Or he'll be up there like I was telling you the other day where he was fucking acting like it was a lightsaber or whatever the fuck. He's just swinging it around, slinging fucking diesel, speckling diesel over multiple rail cars. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? It's a lightsaber. I'm like, dude, put it the fuck down, okay? And then, well, also, because I was like, hey, I need you to measure this. He would measure it and he'd throw the stick off. And I'm like, why are you throwing the stick off? Because I measured it. I'm like, okay, I'm glad you measured it. But we need to measure it multiple times. We're not finished yet. We're trying to get to a certain inch, 102 inches. That's where we want to be at. You need to hold that motherfucker up there and then I went and I got a zip tie. And I tied the zip tie loosely around the stick, and I set the zip tie to 102. I was like, just set the stick in there. Get this, you set the stick in there, and when you see the zip tie, tell me to stop. I'm like, and then he fucking throws the stick off and breaks it in half. I'm like, God damn it. You motherfucker. You are a pain in my fucking ass, is what you are. You're just a big pain in the ass. And then he was bitching about having to use a ratchet. I'm like, dude, these bolts are like, yeah, you have to break them loose, but they're finger tight after that. You just barely break them loose, and then they're finger tight. I'm like, you don't need a fucking drill. It would be nice if you had some fucking tools with you, but I don't know. And then, yeah, one guy, he went to go get a new stick. He came back with a 2x4. Well, first, this is a different new guy. Well, he's not even new, but he's a different guy. And I was like, hey, go get another stick from, I don't know, go find out, figure it out, dude. I think we can all agree that this is common sense. We need a stick. Go to a place that has a stick, buy it, and bring it back here. And he goes to Home Depot. He's like, can't find any measuring sticks at Home Depot. I'm like, dude, they have fucking sticks. He's like, well, I already left. I'm headed to Lowe's. I'm like, God damn it. Turn around. You're already at Home Depot. Just go in there and grab a fucking stick, dude. They sell sticks. PVC would also work. I don't give a fuck what it is. Buy a tape measure, a 25-foot tape measure. We can just use the tape measure. Can you guys please just help me measure the fucking liquid level? Jesus. So he goes to Lowe's, even though he was already at Home Depot. He goes to Lowe's, and he was looking for an impact. He's like, oh, they don't sell impacts. I'm like, so I didn't have enough time to find an impact. I'm like, that's what you were doing. Other than getting a stick, that's what you were doing. I'm like, buy a stick, buy a marker, buy a tape measure, and then make your own stick. He comes back with a big ass 2x4, like a 20-foot long 2x4. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Why do you have a 20-foot 2x4? Well, it's a stick, right? I didn't want it to be too short. I'm like, you know what these rail cars are. We need 102 inches. Can you figure out what 102 inches is? I mean, I'd like it needs to be a couple feet longer than 102. But I'm like, why do I have to over explain every fucking thing that I'm trying to get done? So yeah, he comes back with a 2x4, and I see him, and he's over there marking it out and measuring it, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then we take it, one of them, I'm loading, and I get over there, and I look at the stick. He only measured the middle, like 2 feet worth. He measured from 90 inches up to 110 inches, I think. That's the only measurement on the stick. I'm like, brother, did you run out of ink with your brand new marker? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you're taking a nap. Can you at least measure out like each foot? I don't need every single inch. We can pretty much guesstimate on where the inches are, but I would like a feet. So then the other guy, the guy that broke the fucking stick, he's up on top, and he measures, and I'm like, what's it at? He's like, it's under 90. I'm like, okay, it's right under 90. So I talked to the guy sitting there that's recording all the stuff. He's like, under 90? Man, this is way more full than I thought. And I'm like, what is it at? Let me see the stick. Where is the water level at? And it's like 3 feet below the 90. I'm like, brother. He's like, well, it's only measured to 90, so I know it's under 90. I'm like, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. I'm going to knock you off that rail car. I'm going to do a lanyard check on your ass, okay? I'm going to toss you off that fucking rail car and let you hang from your lanyard. And you can just sit there spewing the shit out of your mouth, okay? And I'm just fucking angry as fuck, okay? I'm dealing with some fucking idiots. And then I got the other guy, the other trucker that I hadn't complained about. I mean, I complain about him all the time, but I feel like it's been a while since I've complained about him. I showed him exactly how to vac out the hose many times. But in the last week, I showed him, and I walked it through it with him. I stopped. I was like, I'm not going to do my load because this is more important. I need you to not spill diesel on the ground. I'm going to show you how to vac this hose out so you can do it properly, and we don't have a gallon of diesel spilt every fucking 20 feet. Because the hose, he just throws it on the ground and it leaks out up to like 5 gallons worth of diesel just on the ground. And it's like, this is becoming a problem. Because I was like, I was really at the point where I'm like, I'm done training this guy. I want him to fuck up and get fired. I know it's gonna fall on me, but I'd like him to just get the fuck out of the way. But I sat and I trained him. I said, I'm gonna be the bigger man. I'm gonna train him. I'm gonna show him exactly. And I go over there and he starts to open up the valve. I'm like, not yet. He's like, why not? I'm like, you haven't built up any vacuum. This was last week. Yesterday, I see him, and he's doing the same thing, and I went back to the mentality of, I'm done training this guy. I just showed him exactly. I told him to stop and wait. This motherfucker goes over there, opens up the valve, shuts the valve, takes the hose off, and throws it on the ground, leaks out diesel everywhere, and this time he got it all over his like pant leg or whatever. And he's like, oh, shit. I'm like, you didn't vac out the hose. He's like, yeah, I did. I'm like, you didn't vac out the hose, man. So, yeah, I did. I'm like, if you vacked out the fucking hose, there wouldn't be diesel all over the ground. I've told you this so many times, and I really got I didn't like get up into his face. I'm probably being a little bit more aggressive on the podcast than I was in real life. But let me tell you, I'm not kidding. I was actually like being assertive or combative when I was talking to him. I really was. I was like, dude, you didn't vac out the hose. He's like, oh, dude. I'm like, you did not vac out the hose. Do you know why I know? Because you opened up you turned on the vacuum, opened it up, and shut it. That is a gigantic fucking tank. A gigantic fucking tank. Turning the vacuum on and then opening up the valve is doing nothing. If anything, it's letting more liquid into the hose. I was like, and then also, whenever we, so anyways, the next time we were over there offloading at the same time, he's like, I'm going to let it sit for 5 minutes this time. I'm like, okay, that would be great. But you also need to realize that you can't leave your valve open like that. So I showed him a fucking 1,000th time teaching him this. I go over there, I'm like, watch what I'm doing. Yes, you need to build up a lot of vacuum. Your valve is very slow because it's an air valve. Mine is a hand valve, so it opens and closes as fast as my hand can move. But his is an air valve, so you open it opens up pretty quick, but then it takes forever for it to shut unless you like have a hammer right next to you and you can hammer on the valve, on the top of the valve, and hammer it down quicker. So I straddle the hose. I'm like, you got to straddle the hose. You can lean up against it, but just for teaching's sake, straddle the hose, put your ball sack right on it so you can really feel what the fuck is going on. Open it up. It's going to shake a little bit, and then you're going to shut it immediately. And you're going to put your hand on the valve and shut the valve. So we did that. The third offload, I watched him, and I was like, I am not saying a fucking word to him. Well, I did say a word to him. I grabbed some caps because we hadn't been capping them just because that's an extra fucking thing to do. This is another thing I totally forgot about. But anyways, I watched him. He sat there. Before he even built up vacuum, he opened up the hose, opened up the valve again, and I'm like, he's right back to it. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's over here. He's doing the right motions at completely the wrong times. He understands nothing about what's going on, is what he does. He knows, oh, this is a thing I touch, and it opens, and then I close it. So he opens it up and then shuts it, and then he's like, I'm going to sit here for 5 minutes. I'm like, why did you just open up the valve? Why did you just, oh, am I not supposed to? I'm like, no, leave the motherfucker shut and let it build up some vacuum. Leave it shut and let it build up vacuum, dude. Every time you open and close that valve, you are just pulling air in here, and it's dissipating all the vacuum that you've built up. So leave it shut. He's like, oh, okay, I'll leave it shut. Left it shut, and then he went over there and he opened up the valve, and he stood there, like after he had built up probably a decent amount of vacuum, opened up the valve, and then he goes and sits down. And I'm like, dude, shut the valve. Shut the valve. He's like, I'm vacuuming it out. I'm like, dude, shut the valve. You don't understand anything, is what you're telling me. You still, after all that I've showed you and told you and been hard on you for, you still have not learned anything. Motherfucker! So I go grab some caps, and I'm like, dude, put this in your fucking hose. I'm going to put one in my hose, too, because you're going to use, we have two hoses. Doesn't matter which one you use. I'm going to put a cap in these, and we're going to cap them up. And at the end of every day, I'm going to vacuum the hose out. Because I really need us to quit spilling fuel all over the ground. I was like, every time those guys move the hoses, they're spilling diesel all over the ground because one of the hoses was not vacuumed out properly. And I'm telling you right now, it's the one that you're working with. So before they ever fuck with the hoses, I have to go over there and vacuum them out. I'm capping them for right now because I cannot trust you when you're over here offloading by yourself. I cannot trust that you're going to do anything. If anything, you're making the problem worse. And I want you to be a good employee. I really need somebody to be a decent employee on this job. And at this point with the fucking stick man and other fucking can't find an impact motherfucker, you were the shining star of the day. And now you are the dullest. You are Pluto now. Some people don't even call you a planet right now. Is what was you're bad. You're not good. And after all of the bullshit yesterday where he didn't fucking hook up his truck or he moved the truck near the trailer. But I'm like, what are you doing? I mean, I could have done everything way faster by myself. I could have drove one truck to Topeka, hitched a ride back to Kansas City, and grabbed the other truck faster than you did anything yesterday. And I could have ran both trucks. I'm telling you, I could probably fucking do it. I don't get paid enough to do that though. But I'm telling you, if that was the situation where my life depended on getting all this diesel out, I would probably tie you up, toss you down a fucking hill, and then do everything myself because it would get done faster and better. I'm that's not a threat. Okay, I'm not really gonna do any of that. But I'm just saying, for story's sake, I'm fucking John Henry over here. I can beat the machine. Okay, I could suck the diesel out with my fucking mouth. I mean, if my life depends on it, I could do some stuff. But I also am like, if my life is dependent on me doing some simple task, I'm not gonna fucking do it. What kind of life is that? What kind of life is that, anyways? So, anyways, yesterday went well. Yeah, everything went really well. No issues, other than all the issues. And um, but yeah, so the guy that broke the stick, that's the guy that I've been kind of hard on the most, But I've been joking with him, but I've also been really upset at him. But I try to make it funny so it's not as bad. But I was talking to can't find an impact motherfucker, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, he's in bad shape because they drive in the pickup truck together on the way out there." He's like, "Yeah, he's in bad shape, man." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's in bad. I know he's in bad shape. Look at him. He's like, "No, man, like him and he's having trouble at home." I'm like, "Oh," and he told me a little bit about it, and he's like, "Yeah, his self-esteem is like really low right now. I can just tell." I'm like, "Do you think I'm helping his self-esteem?" He's like, "No, no, you're not at all." I was like, "It's funny, but it's probably really hurting on him." I'm like, "Oh, for real?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay." So so the guy broke the stick. I mean, I didn't say that I yelled at him or anything. I was just, in my own head, I was cussing him out. But on the outside, I was like, "Dude, it's okay. I didn't want that stick. Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. The one guy's gonna go get a new one. Don't worry about it. Hey, come over here. Eat a sandwich, man. Yeah, I got extra cheese for you too. Yeah, here you go, man. Eat a sandwich." And then I even have a bunch of pretzels and shit with me. I'm like, "Dude, yeah, eat some pretzels." I'm like, it's probably looked fake as fuck, but I was really trying to be as nice and friendly as I possibly could to this guy because and he talked to me about some shit he's got going on too, but I'm just trying to, I don't want to be the reason this guy is sad. I mean, that's fucking, what kind of job site am I fucking on? What kind of fruitcake am I dealing with? Am I the fruitcake? I don't know what's going on here. But anyways, I'm trying to make this guy feel better about himself, and also giving him horrible advice at home. I'm like, "You need to be assertive. You need to go slap that bitch." I'm like, "You need to tell her to get her ass up, bow-legged motherfucker. I don't know. I'm giving him bad advice. But I like the guy. He's just, you can't rely on this motherfucker. And then he's over there talking about the other fucking can't clear a hose motherfucker like he's superior. I'm like, dude, you're no fucking. I didn't say that, but in my head, I'm like, you don't have any right to talk shit on anybody. You're right with him. You and him should be talking shit on me, talking about how much of an asshole I am, because I'm fucking pissed off at all you motherfuckers all the time. I'm really upset that I'm stuck with you guys on this job. In my own head, I'm saying all of this stuff, and I don't want to be that guy. I'm usually the nice, happy-go-lucky guy. But me in charge of a job when I'm not an in-charge person, like I'm not a supervisor, but I'm supervising. And I'm supervising the misfits. The fucking, I mean, and hey, I'm always rooting for the underdog, but these underdogs, there's a reason they're under the dog. These dogs are fucking kitty cats, okay? These are fucking, they don't know fucking shit. They're just running around knocking shit off of shelves. They're just fucking idiots. And now I like working with idiots, but productive idiots. And these idiots are just deproductive, unproductive. I don't want to be this guy. I don't want to be the guy talking shit on people and actually pissed off at them, you know? But that's where I am right now. And so, but today, I don't know. The guy, he's like, I was going to get an impact on the way home yesterday, but I decided not to. I'm like, okay, get one before work. He's like, well, I thought about that, but I think I'm just going to come in and then I'm going to leave and then I'm going to go get. I'm like, God damn it. I don't need people coming and leaving the job site all fucking day, okay? I need you to be at the job site, on the job site, ready to do job site shit, not going around looking for a fucking drill when all of the time that you're going to save with that drill, you're wasting by being at Home Depot, walking around, you fat motherfucker, okay? Sorry, didn't mean to attack your size. I'm also a fat motherfucker, okay? So I feel like I can do it, but I know how it does not feel good for somebody to be upset at you and call you fat, okay? I can deal with people joking around calling me fat, but whenever somebody's like really mad at me and they're like, and you're fat, and I'm like, wow, that, okay, I know, okay? Guess who I am? I am the fat guy. I know I'm fat, okay? You don't have to tell me. I'm going to cry. Yeah, so then I got off work, and of course, everybody fucking left. They get there, and they scatter like cockroaches. They're gone. I'm the one that's got to shut the fucking gate. I'm the one that's got to put all the shit away. Lock all the doors. Do a perimeter check on the property, because if I leave and the door's open, you're the last one there. What the fuck is that? Why did you leave the door open? Somebody robbed us. Now we don't have equipment. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'll do a perimeter check, even though nobody else fucking does it. I run around the whole property, checking it out, making sure everything looks right, and then I leave and I shut the gate and I go home. Sad. Listening to Elton John on the way home. Sobbing with my windows down. Volume on 43. It goes up to 43, okay? I have it all the way up. Tiny dancer. I'm just a tiny dancer, okay? So, yeah, I got home. I got home extra late because it was a 13-hour day yesterday. So, got home a little extra late. Walk inside and I just see the remnants of Chick-fil-A everywhere. I'm like, did you make dinner tonight? She's like, no, we had Chick-fil-A. I'm like, oh, all right, that's cool. She's like, yeah, you can. We have stuff you can make. I'm like, oh, okay. You guys probably know where my mind is. I ate a half a tub of probably old cottage cheese. and some of the pretzels from the trash. I'm not, they weren't from the trash, but they were the ones that were given to me from the pretzel place. So, but for me to feel a little bit more sorry for myself, I ate half a tub of old cottage cheese and pretzels from the trash last night. That was my dinner. And then, yeah, I guess I had a little bit of a bicker situation with the wife over just this weekend. She wants things going on a certain way, and I want things to go a different way, and but we're all right. And then I woke up at 4:30. I didn't do anything last night. I don't remember really much. I just went to sleep. Uh, Woke up at 4:30 in the morning, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? I need to go back to bed, but it's way too late to go back to bed right now. So what did I do? Oh, I got up and I made a sandwich. So it's like we did have stuff to cook. I was just beat yesterday, and I didn't. I'm telling you guys, it was. I just, even though today I've had worse days, it was just. It's like, oh yeah, I didn't have a great day, and I was hoping to come home to eat something good. I thought she had mentioned making spaghetti, and I was like, I'll eat cold spaghetti. That'll be fine. But I ended up eating old cottage cheese and pretzels from the trash. Pretzels is what I'll call them. Trash pretzels. Um, so I woke up at 4:30 and I made me a bacon and egg cheese sandwich on a toasted bun. I woke up and I said, today's going to be different. Today is going to be a fucking wonderful day. You make your day the way it's going to be. Unless you have a bunch of incompetent fools working with you. But that's why I like driving by myself. My day is going to go how I prepared for the day. If I do a nice pre-trip, I get to work on time, I get my load picked up, I'm going to have a great day. Now this is different because I'm working with a crew, like I've been talking about. But I said, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to make me a sandwich, I'm going to get ready, I'm going to take my time, I'm going to take a shit, I'm going to have a wonderful day today. And so far, and then I get on the bike because I looked up the forecast. It's going to be a beautiful day all day. When I let the dogs out this morning, I walked out there in my underwear. I was like, damn, this is going to be a wonderful ride to work today. Little bit chilly, but I like it like that. I like to throw on a hoodie, just one hoodie and then ride, and you're good to go. And yeah, so I made me up. I don't know. See, this sandwich is something I don't know, bacon. If you buy a bacon sandwich from like a fast food restaurant or whatever, it's going to be trash. It's not good. It's not good at all. But when I make one at home, I'm like, this is so fucking good. Maybe I should try out more bacon sandwiches, but I'm going to be let down. This bacon sandwich I had this morning was so fucking good. So fucking good. And then a cup of coffee, watched a little bit more TV or, YouTube or whatever. I don't know. If I leave the YouTube on, it just automatically goes to Vice Script Garage. I don't know. It just plays Vice, and I mean, Vice Script Garage is one of the best YouTube channels that's ever been. If you guys haven't watched it, watch it. Sleep to it. Just let it play in the background. It's wonderful. They're like 2-hour long episodes sometimes. And it's just a guy working on old junk. And it's one of the best things you could ever watch. He also teaches you. It's the best YouTube channel. Other than, I would say, I don't know. I wouldn't want to live in a life without my other YouTube channels to watch. But if I had to pick one, if I had to go to the moon and they're like, you get one YouTube channel It'd probably be Vice Grip Garage because Derek Barry's the guy on that. He's just a great guy. Wonderful YouTube channel. I was going to get over there. It'd be cool if you could get out of over there because that's where I was going to go, and you're in the way. And because you passed that truck on the right at the end of the lane, it'd be cool if I had my blinker on and everything. Now you're getting over for no reason. Why are you in the fast lane? Kia, you're dumb. Okay. Yeah, Road to Work. It was a wonderful ride. I mean, I cannot stress that enough. And then, but I don't know. With the discussion I had, that was an air quote, I had with the wife last night. I'm gonna go on a ride this weekend. I'm gonna go on a couple hour long ride this weekend. I might do the same ride twice. Not the same. I'll ride one way, get to the end, and then I'm going to turn around and go the other way. And shit, that could be today, because I think we're going to be off kind of early today. Maybe I could get the ride taken care of on Friday today. But I don't know. Probably not. It sounds like that's going to be a good. Well, I don't know. Would Saturday morning be a good one for that? I don't think Friday afternoon is going to be a good one. It's good time to ride for that. I think Saturday morning is going to be a good time to do my ride that I want to plan out. Or I ride around all the lakes, literally around them, and then to the next one, and then around it, and to the next one, and around it, to the next one. I think it's going to be a great time. And there's a couple other spots that I had been looking up in Kansas City that I wanted to hit up. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a good weekend. Yeah, I think Saturday morning I'll do that. I'll try to do that ride. Just a road ride. There's no off road unless I see something, but that's not what I was looking for. I was just looking for curvy roads. And these lake roads are real good for that because lakes are not round. Some of these lakes are real, like they got a bunch of hills and cliffs and sharp corners and stuff. Should be a great time. It's going to hone my skill. So whenever I've been riding home from work every day, I get off 3 exits before my exit because I hit 3 roundabouts. I hit 3 roundabouts, and I like doing the lean. I'm trying to get my tires scuffed up all the way to the edge. It's something dirt bikers like to do. Or street bikers like to do. That's how they're impressed, is by your tire wear, if you're using your whole tire. And really, the straight highways, there's not a whole lot of curve. So I want to get those little knobbies ripped off the natural way by going around roundabouts a bunch of times. But I just like cornering in that thing. I like leaning that motherfucker over. It's just so much fun to ride the bike. And so that's what I've been looking for, curvy roads that I can do some leaning. And also get a little bit more comfortable with leaning, because I've noticed I'm doing the lean a little bit late into the corner, and also the amount of lean depicts how tight you turn and everything, and I'm just I'm not as comfortable as I'd like to be on cornering. And I know that's kind of like I don't know, maybe a noob-ish type thing to say, but I also just want an excuse to go ride. I want to go ride. I want to go do some scenery runs. There's a lot of stuff I want to do, and it's going to be a great time. Tomorrow morning. I just got to stay alive until tomorrow morning. I got to just not rip out all of my hair and poke my eyes out on this job site today so I can have vision to see where I'm going tomorrow. There's another thing I hadn't brought up. It was in the news a couple days ago. I don't know. I don't even know the whole backstory, but I used to watch Duck Dynasty religiously growing up and just being alive, not just growing up. I guess I was already kind of grown up. But I used to watch Duck Dynasty all the fucking time. Uncle Si is my favorite. Always look up to Phil, and then you got Jace. Jace was always like the irresponsible one, and then you got fucking blanking on names. The other one, the main guy, he was a responsible-ish one. Anyways, Duck Dynasty was a big name for a long time, and I've been following along with the Uncle Si's podcast. Uncle Si Says, the podcast. But I've never really listened to him. I don't know why. I have other things that I listen to in front of that, and I never get to them. But Phil, the dad, the leader, he had passed away, and some would say it's sad. Some would say it's, him moving on. He was a very religious man, and he was a special type of person. You don't get nobody will ever replace Phil. And I mean, it's not like he was a part of my life, all the time. He was just a TV show character is what it was. He wasn't a character, though. That's the way he really was all the time. But, I don't know. He passed away, and I'm happy for him. I'm not happy he passed away, but I'm happy for him because he was a super religious guy, and that's what he had been preaching and praying and living his life for, was for the next step. Now, Miss K, I know she's got to be a wreck. She has got to be a wreck. That woman wholeheartedly loved that man, and I don't know. If I was a praying man, I'd say I'll give that family some prayers. I think they're going to be all right. But yeah, I don't know. It's a kind of a weird situation to be in, I guess, because he was sharp as a damn tack. And I don't know. He always talked about death and life and all kinds of stuff, but I don't know if he knew he was getting close or not. I don't know what I didn't look into it real deep or anything. I don't know if he had anything going on with him, but he was 79, but he was still, I mean, I've seen some other people look way worse. They're still going. So I don't know if he had got the cancer or some other sort of disease, but the life of Phil Robertson will never be forgotten. He was a wonderful man. A lot of people don't like his views, but hey, I put him up there with Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin, him, Dale Earnhardt. All these people, they had their flaws. Well, actually, Steve Irwin, I don't think he had any flaws. Steve Irwin, there's people that didn't like everybody except for Steve Irwin. People had issues with Phil. People had issues with Dale. Steve Irwin had no enemies. The only enemies Steve Irwin had was in that movie that he did. And that was all scripted and fake. Okay? Steve Irwin, Bob Ross. Let's talk about what's his name? Mr. Rogers. These guys are just the world, the entire world. I don't care what country you're in or what you believe in. The world would be a totally different place without some of these people. Okay? These are all people that made the world a better place to be. And they did their duty unconditionally. And they're gone now, but they'll never be forgotten. Godspeed, Phil Robertson. You're up there with some of the best. The best of the best. Steve Irwin's the best. I'm sorry. Steve Irwin is the best. Steve Irwin was the most wonderful person I could ever even imagine. Such a good guy. That's almost bringing tears. But anyway, Steve Irwin was a wonderful guy. I don't know. I don't know. Steve Irwin. That's going to be the title of the episode. Steve Irwin. Steve and Phil. I don't know. But anyways, I think I'm about done for the day. I got a lot of shit to look forward to. And I'm excited to live my life on a bike at some point this weekend. So keep all 18 down. Adios. Talk to you later.